Today I want to share something very special for you. It's a story that Neville Goddard shared, a story of a girl. And this story can change your life if you truly listen to it with your heart and if you understand, while I share this story with you, the power of your imagination. So now please allow me to read this story to you exactly how Neville Goddard told it. I told this story to an audience of mine in San Francisco, and the lady in the audience told me how she had unconsciously used the same technique when she was a young girl. The incident occurred on Christmas Eve. She was feeling very sad and tired and sorry for herself. Her father, whom she adored, had died suddenly. Not only did she feel this loss at the Christmas season, but necessity had forced her to give up her planned college years and go to work. This rainy Christmas Eve, she was riding home on a San Diego streetcar. The car was filled with chatter of happy young people home for the holidays. To hide her tears from those around her, she stood on the open part at the front of the car and turned her face into the skies to mingle her tears with the rain. With her eyes closed and holding the rail of the car firmly, this is what she said to herself. This is not the salt of the tears that I taste, but the salt of the sea in the wind. This is not San Diego. This is the South Pacific, and I'm sailing into the Bay of Samoa. And looking up in her imagination, she constructed what she imagined to be Southern Cross. She lost herself in this contemplation, so that all faded round about her. Suddenly she was at the end of the line and home. 2 weeks later she received word from a lawyer in Chicago that he was holding $3,000 in American bonds for her. Several years before, an aunt of hers had gone to Europe, with instructions that these bonds be turned over to her niece if she did not return to the United States. The lawyer had just received word of the aunt's death and was now carrying out her instructions. A month later, this girl sailed for the islands in the South Pacific. It was night when she entered the Bay of Samoa. Looking down, she could see the white foam like a bone in a lady's mouth as the ship plowed through the waves and brought the salt of the sea in the wind. An officer on duty said to her, "There is the Southern Cross," and looking up, she saw the Southern Cross as she had imagined it. In the intervening years, she had many opportunities to use her imagination constructively, but as she had done this unconsciously, she did not realize there was a law behind it all. Now that she understands, she, too, is consciously playing her 4 major roles in the daily drama of her life, producing plays for the good of others as well as herself. And I wanted to read this story to you because I truly believe that there is so much wisdom in this story, and it's such a beautiful story. It's a beautiful story that shows you that no matter what your physical world represents right now, that you always have to believe that the only true reality is your imagination, because your imagination creates your reality. And this story also shows us, at least in my humble opinion, that in those moments when you want to give up, in those moments when you experience so much contrast that you can barely take it, that's when you need to use everything you can in order to reach the frequency of what you want to manifest, in order to create the image and the feelings of your future. I mean, think about it from this story. In this story, she was crying. She was devastated. But then she used these tears, these salty tears, to imagine it to be the salty sea of the place that she wants to go to. I mean, imagine that. That's literally turning lemons into lemonade. That's literally using what you can in this moment in order to imagine what you want it to be. And so many people in this situation, when they're crying, when they're about to give up, they unfortunately give up. But you now that you're listening to this episode, you now that I've read this story to you, you won't give up. In the same way as I didn't give up on my healing journey, even though I had so little to hold on to. I had so little to believe in. Even when the doctors told me, playing basketball, forget about it. Going to the gym, if you're really lucky, one day. Even though that was my physical reality, I knew that in my imagination there was another future, another life, and even though I didn't use my tears as the imagination of a salty sea, I used whatever I can use back then. I used every little thing, every little sign, every little synchronicity, every moment to tune into the frequency of my future, to remember it, to rehearse it, and to feel it. So always remember, your imagination holds the key. And the more you lose yourself in the imaginary act, the faster this imagination can turn into your physical reality and become your physical reality. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please send out some love to the YouTube universe by giving this video a big thumbs up. And I would also appreciate it if you would leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know what you think about my video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to click on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you.